All right, guys, from what I understand, this is the new news. Samsung, David's promoter, is officially stating that Canelo does deserve the $100 to $200 million to fight David Benavidez. And there's absolutely no reason why he shouldn't get that kind of money, and no reason why the fight could be made. Listen in, I got something for you. This is coming from Samsung's mouth directly.
$150 million, and he will fight him. I say that it'd be shameful for boxing. It would destroy part of our sport if he doesn't fight Benavidez. So now we know the price. Now we need to find it where to get the money. But he's very smart, very good businessman, Canelo. And I believe that he deserves the 150. I don't know if he reached the 200, but the 150 million, why not?
There you go. There you have it. A lot of people are clowning Canelo for wanting so much money. Yeah, why are they bagging on that? It's like, come on. If you can get that money, you can get it. That's not a duck to me. I've heard people go around talking about how it's a duck because if you're asking for so much, that means that you're too scared to fight David. Guys, why do we ask for raises at work? Because we can. And if they'll give it to us, might as well. We deserve it. Back to boxing. I don't think that's a duck. Not at all. Other things, people saying he's trying to price himself out. He's not pricing himself out. You know, if you were, let's say, Shakur Stevenson asking to fight Devin or something like that, and you wanted $150 million, then you're pricing yourself out. But the thing is here, people want to watch this fight very badly. We want this fight. We've been waiting for this fight. Politics. Let's go ahead and get it done. It's not a duck. He deserves the money. He wants it. Saudi Arabia is going to give him the money. PBC, Showtime. Well, there ain't no more Showtime, right? But someone's going to have to cough this money up. They're going to make this fight happen. Mayweather got his money. He would always ask for big bags. Why can't Canelo? I don't understand why there's so much hate for that. You know? But one thing that I've really been talking about and telling a lot of people, you know, on the sidelines is that when it comes to Canelo also ducking David Benavidez, I'm not entirely convinced with that. I'm just not, you know. There's, what is it? There's Canelo that they're saying, oh, well, he's trying to make David go up to 175 pounds and drop back down to 168, you know, make David so tired, you know, his conditioning is going to be difficult for him, and man, that's how he's going to end up winning because he forced him to go up and come right back down. For one, people didn't really have that same energy when Canelo was going up to face Bivol. They weren't like, oh man, so hard for him to do such a thing, and then come back down and fight Triple G, fight Ryder, fight Charlo. You know, they didn't have that same energy saying, oh, it's so difficult for him. If anything, they just say, forget about Canelo. You know, it's like a double standard in a sense. You know, David Benavidez decided to go up to 175 on his own terms. The fact that Canelo was ducking him, if you have so much animosity towards Canelo because he's ducking you and this and that, why would you give his stablemate and the chance to fight you too? They've been in talks with Eddie Reynoso and promoters. They knew who they were fighting. They knew they were fighting a Canelo stablemate. Point is, they went up on their own. They're coming back down, and I think they did that in a strategic way to make it seem that Canelo is ducking. How so? This is how. So, you got Canelo, which was looking for a fight, and David that was looking for a fight, right? After Charlo, Canelo's open, you know. After David's last fight against Boo Boo, He's open again. When will this Canelo-David fight happen? Cinco de Mayo? Apparently not. But before Canelo announced who he was fighting, and before that fight was announced, David already decided to pick up a fight, was already in negotiations with Canelo's stablemate, and decided to move up to 175. You do that, that's on you. But when did he choose to make the fight? He didn't choose to make it in May or April or, he chose to make it in June. What happens in June? Canelo finishes his fights at Cinco de Mayo weekend. His next fight's going to be September, Mexican Independence Day. We all know that. David and his team knows that. But they chose June. If they choose June to fight, they do that on purpose. They choose their fight date from June, mid-June to September, 2.5 months more or less. That's not enough time for David to be like, I'm going to take this next fight. David's going to be like, oh, that's too soon for me. But if Canelo wants it, you can get all the smoke, right? They chose that knowing that they will be able to play it in the manner that they cannot take the Canelo fight and that Canelo needs to reach out to them. They're making it seem like Canelo's ducking. He ain't ducking. If David really wanted that fight, he wouldn't have gone to Eddie Reynoso, chose to fight their 175 pounder. He would have stayed at 168. He became the mandatory in March, and he would have activated the mandatory status, forced the WBC for that fight, and he could have done anything else. He could have picked up another 168 pounder, whoever, a warm-up fight, a tune-up fight, call it whatever you want, a pre-fight, and fight Canelo at 168 so that jumping up and down weight wouldn't be a factor. And if he didn't want to have a fight before Canelo in September, well, let that be your next fight. He's choosing his moves. He's making it so that he is also avoiding Canelo.